everyone, how's it going? So, a few changes over the last few weeks. First, I still haven't had a haircut, so my hair is getting even longer. I'm getting basically a mullet. And that aside, onto more serious topics, I finally bought a set of speakers. Now, for the sim, I've been using my headphones, and they're perfectly fine as headphones, but sometimes the wire gets in the way, and I find that Bluetooth headphones, it's a bit of a hit and miss, but the wire sometimes gets in the way and it gets a little bit annoying. It's a very rarely that it happens, so it's probably a bit of an excuse so that I can get speakers for other games that are not sim racing. I mean, if I'm playing City Skylines or some other like random strategy game, I don't need to put headphones on and like listen for footsteps or engine sound. I just want to enjoy random music from City Skylines, or the sound of the traffic going by. So it's good for the rest of the sim in terms of like completing it as more than just a sim, but also like sort of a gaming station. But I bought a set of speakers, not overly expensive. I mean, it's still not the bargain bin cheapest thing in the world, but I looked for a good deal. Costco was selling these for I think $89, and I see them normally for about $150 to $200 depending on where you go. So I think this is a good deal. I asked the internet, and the internet's always the expert when it comes to what cheap speakers I should buy. And everybody says I should get these Klipsch Pro Media 2.1. So they sound decent. They're fine. I don't think they're the best sounding speakers in the world, but given their price, I won't complain. So what else have I done? I've also got a little fan from Amazon. It costs like I think $5 or $10. I forget what it is, but sometimes it gets really warm if you're driving and you're like fighting the wheel quite a bit. It gets really warm. Of course, right now it's a bit of a middle of the winter, so you get a bit of an opposite problem. So I actually also have a heater, a space heater in the house that I moved next to my sim. So depending on whether it's warm or hot, I turn on the fan or the heater. But the little fan does wonders. I mean, the fan looks really tiny, but it actually produces surprising amounts of air movement and airflow. It's powered by USB, so I don't really need to fish a long wire. I just plug it into my keyboard. Final thing, and the most important thing, I think that's probably why you're here, is how to make my sim more comfortable. So one of the nagging complaints that I have about my RC is that it sinks in, and the cushion, they seem to use the cheapest possible material. And over time, it's only been, I guess, 6 months. My seat cushion, the back, has basically flattened out, right? And so I feel my back is caving in. There's a good fiberglass sort of seat that surrounds the outside. But what that means is my shoulders are like tucked in, and my spine is like curving out. And that's not a good feeling, so I needed some padding to support my spine and back, and especially the neck. So what I started trying to do is actually use a automotive cushion that you would mount onto your headrest of your car, and it sort of works, but it's not the right position because it's held on by a little sort of elastic strap. So it sort of works, but I need a little bit more. I saw that you can get Sparco seating pads for go-karts, but I'm gonna go and try them out here. So this is what I'm talking about. This is a seat pad kit from Sparco. What you have is a few things. Let's see. I'm opening it for the very first time. So you have one piece like this. Apparently there's an adhesive, so you can actually stick it somewhere. And then I think there's a opposite but equal piece for, I guess, the other side. I think this is designed for your sides of your seat. So if you, I guess like that. There is a back sort of pad. And then there are a couple other random little pieces as well. Now, this doesn't look like much. I mean, it's super thin. So what I decided to do was also get a lumbar support. Now this runs about $40, I think, all of it combined, or $40-50. The shipping was, I think, 50, combined with shipping is around 50. So it's not overly expensive, but considering what it is, it's pretty expensive. I mean, it's a bunch of foam. So it's let's try it and see how it works out. So a couple positives about this R seat is that the back sort of headrest should actually be like this, and it's held on by a piece of Velcro. I find it's in an awkward position that like creates a bit of a negative space for my neck, and then I end up being really hunched over. So I actually took it off and put it in here to sort of support my neck. And then I added this for sort of a head cushion, so to speak. But now that we have real sort of padding, we might be able to try something new. So one positive for this person is that you can actually take this out. Wow, it's quite dirty. So let me vacuum this out. All right, so let's try to put some of these things in. So the great thing about this lumbar support is that the back of it actually has Velcro as well. And guess what? It's gonna stick. So you can stick it wherever you want. I'm gonna stick it, I don't know, maybe up here so that my upper shoulders, I find that my lumbar support is actually fine, but my back or the spine is where I need a bit more support. So there are also these little trim pieces that I can just stuff in there as well. So I can actually do this and it'll be sort of held in place. I don't want to stick anything in until I need to. So just keep adding these little pieces. I'll go sit inside, try it. Let's go sit inside. My neck still needs a bit of support, so I need something up here. So what I can do is toss this up here, keep this up here and see what happens. Ooh, this feels comfortable. It actually feels really comfortable. So there you have it. This is what I've been doing to make my sim a little bit more comfortable. For me, the most important thing was making sure that my neck was supported in upper back. So hence the lumbar support, and having it being able to stick in with Velcro was really important. I didn't end up using some of the bigger trim pieces like these ones because let's be honest, there's no lateral movement in a sim anyway. You're not actually, moving left and right. Hey, maybe I'll stick this in my real car. I don't know. But I think having this kit is really useful because I'm able to, play with different pieces and see where I might want support. And over time, as maybe even this foam padding starts to wear out, I might actually start using these pieces as well. Your sort of, imagination is the limit when it comes to how you can use these padding to make yourself a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, so this video is really all about trying to inspire you to look at and explore your options to make your sim more comfortable. Don't just try to bear with it, because for me, my headaches were getting really bad and making me not want to jump in the sim, which is counter to what I want to do. I mean, I love the racing, but sitting in the sim makes my head hurts and my neck is like, being all weird and cramped up. So solving some of these fundamental things mean better sort of, I guess, allure or attraction to jumping into the sim, as well as just making sure that I have a good comfortable position, so I'm not like racing and trying to play with the cushion, which has happened so many times already, and end up crashing the car or something. So I think comfort, as with real racing, is probably one of the most fundamental pieces that people overlook. People just think, I'm going to get a fast car, I need to drive well, but for you to do all those things is really difficult if there's a rock in your shoe or something bugging you or something pinching you. So it's I think one of those fundamental things beyond human performance. There's car performance, but without human performance there is no car performance, unless you watch autonomous racing, but that's another topic. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later, and if this is you watching near the holidays, happy holidays and happy new year. Hope next year is a little less pandemic-y. Anyway, bye for now.